way, if you're ever looking for this video, then you'll know that it's over on YouTube as well, in my channel, Laura Evans, Trust Your Gut Feelings, under live videos. So that's just a handy place for it to be for you to find it later. So thank you for being here today. What we're going to talk about is how to become a silver rank in Amari, or how to develop other people as silver ranks. And we're just going to dig into some really basic content. But what I wanted to do was create a space for you this Saturday, next Saturday, and the Saturday after, where we are holding accountability space on what we say we're going to do, what activities we're going to do, what we're going to do towards getting for silver. I would love to see, and it is possible for you to reach silver within a month, or certainly within a couple of months, and whatever path that is for you is okay. So there's no judgment. It's a judgment-free zone, but we're just going to start with some basics today. And then the next couple of weeks, we'll dig into a little bit more, but I'm always open to any of your questions. So feel free to drop questions in the chat. I will get to that in a second. Let me first ask you, before I get into this presentation that I prepared, where are you right now? Give me an idea of who is here. Just drop in the chat. I am aspiring for silver. I'm working towards silver, or I am a gold and I'm developing silvers, or I'm a leader and I'm developing silvers. Where are you right now? Bronze working to silver. Good for you, Tammy. Good. Aspiring silver, Kim. Very good. Good. Aspiring silver, bronze going to silver, silver 2 months, reclaiming that. Yes, Krista, got you. All right. All right. Good. Good. Hey, Josh. Oh my goodness, Josh, it's so good to see you here. I love you, Josh. I'm so glad to see you. Deborah Raymond. Yes, it's so good to see you. And congratulations. I love that shout out to you. Josh, I am hoping I can get a hug from you next week. I'm supposed to be in Texas next week, so we'll see how we can make that happen. Leader building silvers, aiming for silver. All right, good, good. Silver qualifies. The reason that I love the rank of silver is it's a building block for everything else in the compensation plan. Like, I know sometimes we start our business and we've got this big vision of, I want to earn $10,000 a month, or I want to be a diamond. I want to be a leader rank at 25,000 in volume, earning around 4,000 to 5,000 a month in income. You see those things and you want those things. And what I want you to know is all of those ranks are divisible by silver, by 5,000. So silver to me is kind of the success unit that unlocks every rank that you want. When you become a silver and you know how to help other people become silver, then it's just a matter of duplicating that over and over and over again to get everything else that you want in the compensation plan. For example, if you were to say to me, how do I become a diamond? I would tell you, the way to look at becoming a diamond, which is 125,000 in total volume, the way to look at that is create 5 leaders. 5 leaders are 25,000 each. So 25,000 each equals 125,000. If you are working towards that, you will rarely, if ever, miss diamond. Like, you're headed in that direction, and it's kind of like passing go on the Monopoly board. You're going to pass go and pick up $200. But as diamond, you'll pick up more than that. But how do you become a leader? Leader is 25,000 in volume. So leader is, if you work towards creating 5 silvers, yourself as a silver and 4 others, you will not miss leader in most cases. So that's why I say it's a building block and a foundation. And what I love about silver here is the rewards that you get at silver. To be at I like that our compensation plan is fair and balanced, that all the rewards are not at the top, and that things are not saved just for top only. I like that. I've seen companies that are like that, and I don't it doesn't resonate with me. I like it that there's something for everyone in the compensation plan, and with reasonable efforts and results up front, you can get really, really good benefits. So let's dig into, I developed this little presentation for us on becoming a silver. So let me just switch over to that. So let's start with, what do you earn at silver? And before I go through and show everything in the presentation, why don't you guys drop it in the chat? What are some of the things that you earn at silver? Who knows? What do you earn at silver? What do you earn at silver? Let's see. All right. Guaranteed $1,000 a month. Headphones. Yes. Prizes. Yes. Yes. Very good. Very good. Trip points. Yes. Oh, good. Wes is really on it. Not only do you earn the $1,000, but you've got $200 in subscribe and save rewards. $1,000. Very good. Very good. And listen, I'm just going to say this because I get this question a lot right now. Be patient with us on the limited subscribe and save reward items. We will be getting more of the items added back in. We've had such tremendous growth over the summertime that the company had to kind of maneuver inventory to save inventory for buying customers so that they weren't out of stock, and to make the other products that they were well stocked in is what they put in the subscribe and save rewards. That will change. That's not permanent. They just needed to do that temporarily to get a handle on everything. Girl, I know. Kim says, put kids' mood back in. Yes, we spoke with the company just last week, in fact, and said, please put energy, mood, and kids' mood back. If we had to pick our top 3 that we need back right away, those would be 3 that we need back right away. So they have heard us, and Sky is working on it with the team, I know for sure. So good. So you guys have a really good handle on what you earn at silver. And it's important to know that. I always like to start with what are you going to earn at it? And by the way, I wrote it out here, but you guys already said it. So you earn the $1,000 minimum rewards, and you earn a special invitation to the Leadership Summit. A special invitation. Who was in New Orleans with us last year? Drop it in the chat if you were in New Orleans. Drop a NOLA in the chat if you were in New Orleans with us. How much fun was that? Did you drop it in the chat? What did you love the most about being in New Orleans? What was so special about it? What did you love about being in New Orleans? Nola, great. Yes, so much fun. Raquel teaching JT how to dance. Absolutely. Good. It was so much fun. Yes, we had a great time. It was a lot of fun there. Love being introduced. It was Paige's first major conference. Only been here less than, I think, a month at that time. The speakers were good. Yes, the passion. I like being first to hear about stuff. I don't know if anybody else is a first to hear about things, but I kind of like being on the inside, like being in the know of what's coming up. And what I love about the leadership conferences that the company does is not only are you first to hear about new products, and there, from what I understand, there are some new products coming in January. And not only are you first to hear about that, but they show the whole roadmap of here's what we've got planned for the year. Like, you are treated, it's a leadership summit for a reason. You are treated as leaders of your organization, and you get to know. They shared all of the contact information of all of the management team of all the different countries. And they shared with us what was happening when with each country. And I expect even more of that. I expect a lot of the management team from the other countries to not only be with us at the end of this month at the conference, but to also be at that leadership retreat. The other thing I like about the leadership retreat is that it's smaller. The conference is amazing, and there's a lot of energy, and it's a lot of people, but it's hard to have really as much quality interaction as you want when it's a large number of people. You have a lot of interaction and a lot of different conversations, but there's something about being able to hang out at the bar or the restaurant after a meeting and get to know each other. And there's something about that time with executives where you can get photos with them, you can have a conversation with them, where when you're in the room with thousands and thousands and thousands of people, it's a little bit harder to do. So I love that. I love that about the leadership retreat too. What I want you to know is because we are growing so quickly and so fast, the company has said that to be invited, it's a by invitation only to the leadership retreat, then you have to be paid as silver for 4 months out of May through December. 4 months out of May through December. They don't have to be consecutive, but they can be consecutive if you want them to be, which is why September is so important. If you have never qualified for silver before, and if attending that conference is important, then you want to qualify for silver by the end of September for sure, so that you've got your 4 months lined up. You get your Love Your Journey. I saw Paige put in headphones are amazing. A lot of people love those Apple AirPod headphones. Path to Paradise trip points, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, but I gave you just an example. If you were to start at 0 right now and reach silver, then my estimation is that you would generate about 360 points in Path to Paradise. Sorry, that got cut off by the Zoom screen here. I'm trying to move chats and everything out of Zoom. So you get points for promoting to bronze, 50 points. You get 75 points for promoting to silver. I recommend that you go for 5 people on Launchpack so that you pick up bonus points, and you go for 12 customers as well, and then you pick up another 60 points there. So that's just a little bit about that piece. Let's take it back just a quick second. What does someone earn when they become bronze? What does someone earn at bronze here at Amari? What are some of the things that you earn at bronze? Drop it in the chat. What are some of the things you earn at bronze? 200 subscribe and save rewards. Yes, Raquel, very good. A lot of people forget about that. And I will remind people, hey, there's just, it's just, you pick up an extra $200 worth because every point's worth $1 in subscribe and save rewards at bronze. And sometimes that's as meaningful for people as an income is. And it's like an income because you can certainly spend it on products. I'm spending a lot of my subscribe and save rewards right now on Menta Sync and Menta Heart. Those are 2 of the highest priced items that we have. And Menta Sync is great for cold and flu season because it's good for your immune system. And Menta Heart's one of our patented products that's just good for emotions and good for your overall heart function all the time. So I'm stocking up on those 2. I also, this is a little tip from me, I also use subscribe and save reward points for any of the GBX functional foods. Any of the GBX functional foods. So that's the gut brain axis foods. The reason that I use my subscribe and save rewards versus buying those is because of the PV to dollar ratio. And functional foods, because of the way that they are manufactured and the high quality ingredients that we use, they typically in the industry have a lower PV to dollar ratio. That's very normal in the industry to keep the price competitive. So I like to spend my subscribe and save rewards, which I don't get PV on anyway, because I'm getting the product at no charge for the product. I like to spend that on functional foods. And I'm a huge fan of seed fiber, superfood, as well as the protein powder, the GBX protein powder. So Bobby asked, talk about the difference between silver and paid as silver. Well, in your back office, right under your name, if you click on your ID number, your blue ID number, under your name, it says what your highest achieved rank was. So that's your recognition rank. The company will always recognize you at the highest rank ever because you earned it and you worked hard for it. But it's very normal in business that what your highest rank is not necessarily the rank that you always maintain. And it is not always true that you just jump quickly and easily like a trapeze artist from one rank to the next rank to the next rank. That's just not realistic. Amari knows that. It's not like corporate. Like when we're working in corporate or we're an employee and we get a job title, no one ever changes that title on us unless we promote up. But here it can be a little weird for your mind because you are working towards a title every month. And some months you're at it and some months you're not at it. Just be careful to know that that is not your identity and that you know that rank that you're paid as, others don't. So the company doesn't pay attention to that as far as recognition. They recognize you at your high rank. All that the paid as rank means is for the computer system to figure out how deep the levels are that you're earning on the unilevel bonus or whatever, the minimum income rewards or things like that that you're qualifying for. So it will tell you you're paid as rank. That means that, like, for example, you were a silver rank, you earned a silver rank or above, and you were paid as a silver in this particular month. So that is all in your back office. You can see that. Bronze is 3,000 in volume and silver's 5,000 in volume. That's the difference between silver and bronze. And bronze, you do pick up a little bit of unilevel, but with silver, you pick up more. So you just are earning more with silver than you are bronze. It's worth that extra effort. I mean, it's not even double to go from bronze to silver. It's worth the extra effort. But I want you to know what bronze is and how to talk to people about why they want to be bronze. They don't want to miss out on bronze because they could be missing that $200 subscribe and save rewards. Because as you are working towards silver, you might be developing someone to bronze as well. So let's take a quick look at the Leadership Summit here. I think that I'm pulling up. Let's see if it shows or not the video for it. But you know what? I bet you this is not going to share. I bet it's not going to share sound. So let me just keep figuring that out here. Hang on a second. Okay. So I don't know if you've seen the video or not for the leadership conference, but we're going to take a quick look at it because it doesn't. All right, so that is coming up, and I just want to encourage you to save the date. Save the date for that because you're working towards that. And let me get back to my presentation here. Hang on one second. I lost it. I totally lost it. Like it totally disappeared on me. I don't know where it went. So hang on just one second here. Let me pull that back up. All right, I got it. Let's get out of that. All right, I'm going to move over. So how many of you, and it's okay whatever your answer is, how many of you are like, I am really, really interested in going to Nashville and being at the leadership conference? And it's okay whatever your answer is. Your answer could be, not my thing. I'm not that interested in that. I'm more interested in the $1,000. But how many of you are interested in going to Nashville? That's your thing. That's what you're interested in. Let's see. Some that are interested. Yes, me. Yes, good, good, good. All right, good, good. Well, let's take a look then at, I drew out the silver qualifications for you guys. You already know them because you already shared them with me. So you're already way ahead of me in this. So we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it, but it's 5,000 in volume. It's 2 brand builders at 1,000 in volume. They can be stacked on each other, but it means that there are 2 personally enrolled brand builders by you, and they could be stacked on each other for 1,000 in volume, meaning the one on the bottom could be doing 1,000 and prop the other one up. As long as you have 1,500 in volume in your outside largest leg, whatever may be the outside largest leg. The 2 brand builders may not be your largest leg. You may have a largest leg somewhere else or more volume somewhere else. So that just, all depends. For example, how would you create 5,000 in volume? You could do something like this. You could set a goal for yourself of enrolling 5 new business partners on wellness launch packs. 5 times 400 PV equals 2,000 in volume. If you set a goal of 1 a week, basically this month, of 5 new brand partners on the total wellness launch pack, that's 5 times 400. That could even be an upgrade that you could do. Another way is enroll 10 new customers on an average order. So that's 2 customers a week. If you were to set a goal of I'm going to enroll 1 partner a week and 2 customers a week, that would have you on a path for over 3,000 in volume, which would have you at bronze. And then you help 2 people become a brand builder. In this example, I don't have them stacked, but you help 2 people become a brand builder and earn and get 2,000 points there. Tell me, what does someone get by becoming a brand builder? Why would someone ever want to be a brand builder? And you got to know this, because if you're building silver, you're helping people create to brand builders. So you need to know, what are you going to tell them as to why they want to do that? Raquel is on it. 75 subscribe and save rewards. Yes. Yes, very good. And Paige pointed out too that the outside largest leg is everything other than that large leg. So it is the outside largest leg includes your order, your customers' orders, your partners' orders, your partners' customers' orders. It's everything other than whoever is that large leg for you. Money to help pay for their subscribe and save. Yes, very good. Very good. Helen's pointing out what she's saying to people of why to become a brand builder is because they'll have extra money to pay for their subscribe and saves. Many times, when I'm developing a brand builder, I'm helping someone earn $500. So what's that program? What am I talking to them about if I'm helping them earn $500? I'm talking about Focus on 5. Exactly. So that's usually getting them to over 600 in volume right there. And then we just have to pick up another 400 somewhere else. But I usually start with helping that person earn $500. I look for what's in it for them. They don't care about what's in it for me. And I want to serve them. That's one of our core values here at Amari. So how can I serve them? I can serve them by helping them earn $500. So what can I do to help them refer other people? And I try to make it as easy for people as possible, especially for new people. I do tap rooting, where they do a thank you shout out to me. And then I follow up with the people that were interested. I'll just tell them, you don't need to know anything about the products. Just send the people to me and let me answer their questions for them. I offer to do all of that for them to help get them started with, help them get that volume. Here's a chart that I drew out. Now you're welcome to take a picture of this. This is how I visualize things. And if I can see it in my mind, then it's more likely for me to believe it. When I was in corporate America, the charts looked like this, like I was here, and then I had all these people reporting to me, like thousands of people reporting to me worldwide in companies. But when I look at our business, I'm here. I'm at the bottom. I'm serving all of these people. And it's like tree branches that I'm building. And it's like an orchard that we're building here of teams of people that are, producing fruit and apples and sharing. And that's what I visualize when I think about what we're building here at Amari. So I'm at the bottom. I'm the support system, but I'm raising others up. I'm lifting others up and helping them achieve what they want. So here's an example of, what if I helped 5 people get Focus on 5? What would that look like? And so this is like a little cluster of what that would look like. You can take a screenshot of this. You can draw out your own, however it helps you to visualize it. But I start with something blank like this because I don't know who's going to come across my path. I'm constantly looking. I may have an idea of some of the circles there's names filled in on, but it's okay to not have a name on every circle. You're making space and you're open to, I'm going to find those people. And if you can visualize that's what you're working on, you tend to attract it more and you see it for yourself. So I wanted to throw that in there. Here are some basic ways to increase 5,000 in volume, which is basically silver. And I want to tell you guys too, I don't know that I put this in here, but when I first started here at Amari, I was I was in a legal battle with the company that I had left. They were not happy that I had left, and they were threatening a lawsuit on me, and I'd hired attorneys, and they told me to take everything off of social media. My attorneys said, you don't have to do that. They don't own you. But I was in the middle of that, and it was very traumatic, emotional. I had a lot of emotions going on. So I started a whole new social media all over again. I do not recommend that for anybody, but if you have to do it, you have to do it, and you can do it. And my good friend here at Amari, Cassie Woods, she was teaching a class about how she got to silver in 6 weeks. And this is how she got to silver in 6 weeks. And so I did it because I was starting at zero. She basically took a book about gut-brain axis health. It wasn't even Dr. Sean's at that time. It was a different book by someone on our advisory council. And she was every day showing up in a live video about what she read in that book that day. Like, she was adding value to her audience because they got to hear Cliff Notes from her. If anybody remembers Cliff Notes, that got me through school, I'm certain of it. But they got to hear the Cliff Note versions of what she was learning. And she wasn't selling Amari, but how much do you believe she was getting questions about things that Amari solved? And so that's exactly what I did. I started showing up saying, I'm doing some research around the gut-brain connection, and here's what I read this week. Chapter 1 and 2 basically talked about blah, blah, blah. And it was just a few sentences. And sometimes, guys, I actually would have the book with me, and I highlighted the sentence that stood out to me that summarized that chapter for me, and I read it straight from the book. Like, it was not a fancy presentation. It was just real and authentic. And I had people starting to connect with me and wanting to know, what probiotic do you recommend? Oh my goodness, I didn't know there was a connection between how we feel and how our head works and how our gut works and all of that together. Oh, I've been reading about that. Tell me what you recommend. So that's how I built a silver. So I want to give you guys that suggestion. If you have never done anything like that and you feel stuck with what you're doing with social media, try that. Grab a book, grab Dr. Sean's mental fitness book, grab the gut-brain connection by Dr. Imran Meyer. That's the book that I used. Grab a book and just start sharing what you're learning in a live video. You could do a combination of things. You could say, I'm going to challenge myself to show up live 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, whatever. I'm going to do a reel video of what I learned, and I'm going to make a reel video about it. I'm going to do a flat post, picture of me and the book and what I'm learning. I'm going to invite people that want to be part of my book club of learning about this book, and they want to hear more about what I'm doing. Again, you're adding value to folks, but you're not selling. It doesn't feel like selling, and you're not selling. You're inviting them on the journey with you of what you're learning, but as you're learning, they're learning, and they're going to be more curious about all things Amari. So here's some basic numbers from a math perspective. Where would 5,000 come up from? Where would it add up from? So let's just take a quick look. Well, you could just go get 50 customers with 100 PV. And for some of you, that's easier than it is for others of us. That's not easy for me. Getting 50 customers is not easy for me, but some people have a lot of influence, and maybe TikTok, like we were talking about at the beginning, is your thing, and maybe gathering customers is not hard for you. So that's one way to do it. You could find somebody that has that kind of influence. And like, I found Lindsay, and Lindsay made such a dramatic difference in our overall team and organization. You can help 10 people get their focus on 5. You could help 10 people get their focus on 5 for the first time. The reason I say for the first time is to generate an incremental 5,000 in volume. So you could help 10 people get their focus on 5. Do you know 10 people in your organization that could use an extra $500? Would they be willing for you to help them? Not for them to go work to do it, but for you to help them. And what I usually am saying to that person that says, yes, I could absolutely use that money, then I'll say to them, if I write the post for you, Will you post it and will you connect me in chat with people? And then I write the post for them based on what I know their story and their experience is, and then just ask them to take their own selfie and then share it in the chat. You could help 5 people get to Brand Builder. You could look at some people in your team and say, wow, she's at 300. What if I helped her get to 1,000? She's at 400. What if I helped her get to 1,000? That's another way, is you could help 5 people, and you could do any combination of this. It's your own recipe. You could help 1 person get to bronze and 2 people get to Brand Builder. That would give you over 5,000 in volume. So do you have somebody that's close to bronze, and could you do some more work with them this month to help them reach bronze? And by the way, guys, it's your business. So if you decided that you wanted to throw a little something extra in there, like maybe you tell somebody you get to Brand Builder this month because you know, in your mind, you're thinking, I want to go to Nashville, so I want to make sure that happens. Then you could say, I will double the reward that the company gives you in Subscribe and Save rewards. The company's going to give you $75 in Subscribe and Save rewards. I'll give you a free product worth $75. Like it could be Meant to Sync or Meant to Heart that you spent your Subscribe and Save rewards on, right? So it's your business. You get to be creative and offer incentives. Targeted bonuses is what we call them in corporate. Project-based bonuses, targeted bonuses for a specific action that you want to have happen. Help 1 person get to silver, and then they're going to, I said, take them with you to NOLA. Obviously, it means take them with you to Nashville. So where are you going to find new people? Being consistent on social media, directly reaching out, memory jogger list, follow up, asking for referrals, and who your best customers are. Now, what I also did for you is I put together a little toolkit, and I'm going to jump over to that right now real quickly. And I'm going to give this link to you as well. So hang on just a second here. But I'm going to give you a little toolkit that I put together of what we just talked about. It's got that presentation in it, but it also has a daily activity sheet tracker and a memory jogger in it as well. And I want you to have this toolkit because where all of this begins, everything that you want for being silver starts with consistent daily activity. That's where anything that we want begins, whether it's our walk in faith and our relationship with the Lord, or whether it's our relationship with our spouses or family members, or whether it's our fitness routine or our health routine. I know Josh is doing 75 hard right now. That's a daily discipline commitment. That's the same thing when there's a goal that you have in your business that you want to reach. It takes daily consistent commitment. And I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to what I'm eating and when it comes to the daily activities for business, if I don't write it down, my imagination of what I think I'm doing is far greater than what I'm actually doing. like I think, oh, I've worked all day. I've been reaching out. I created so much social media stuff. I've been working all day, but the reality is I really haven't. And I'm just fooling myself. And if I'm fooling myself, I'm not getting towards my goals. So be willing to be consistent and use whatever kind of tools that you need that keep you consistent. And what I'm sharing with you are the very tools that I use myself, even at a Diamond Plus rank here at Amari. I use the memory jogger. I take a look at who are some of the people that I know. And is there anybody else I can be adding to my list that I can directly reach out to? I use the 100 connections sheet, because I usually do like 5 days a week, not 7. I usually take off on Sundays and spend time with family. But I have to write it down. Who am I connecting with this week? Like maybe somebody that liked a story or liked a video or liked a post that I was connecting with new. That's a connection. Who am I sharing something with? Who am I following up with? You can make a spreadsheet. If you are fancy and you like things online instead of paper, you can make a spreadsheet out of this. I like to have it written down, and I keep it with my planner. I keep it by my computer, and I often go back and revisit. I keep a folder of these sheets. So I go back and look at who was on these sheets a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And it reminds me of people that I can be following up with and that I can be closing, because it takes several impressions for someone to make a buying decision. And I think the statistics are, well, they used to be from the old marketing study they did decades ago, it used to be 7 impressions. But today I hear it's more like 30, because people are so bombarded with different things. And we quit at about half of that. We quit reaching out to them. We quit connecting with them about half of it, right before they were ready to make a decision. So I use tools like this to help me stay focused and feel a sense of accomplishment. I mean, does anybody here in this group, do you ever do something like, I don't know, do the laundry or clean out a closet or reorganize a cabinet, and then you write it down on your to-do list after you did it and cross it off? Does anybody ever do that? I saw Trish Wright posted that as a meme the other day. I thought it was so funny. That's me. I like the sense of accomplishment. I like to feel progress in what I'm doing, because it encourages me to keep going. If I feel like I'm stuck, then I don't feel like going on. And so this list of writing down the names gives me that sense of accomplishment, but it also helps me remember who to talk to. The other thing that I put here was, here's another version of that sheet that if this is more your style, you can use this. This basically says to have a goal of doing 1 post a day for 5 days, having 10 new target connections. And a connection just means a connection of how are you doing, or hey, thanks for liking my video, have you heard about Happy Juice? Then you've got 5 ask a day, where you're directly asking someone to take a look at something, maybe a video you send them directly, and 5 follow-ups a day, where you're following up with someone that was in that funnel with you somewhere along the way. So that's another version of a chart that if that works for you, then you've got that one in the toolkit too. I'm also going to add to this toolkit the business reach out scripts. I use those a lot. And so I'll be sure to add those here, and let me know. You guys tell me. I'll add this presentation for what it's worth, for looking at that if you need it. What else? Is there anything that you feel you could benefit from being added to the toolkit? You tell me, what is something that you think you could use? Anything that you can use that would be added to that? I'm going to drop the link in there right now. So hang on a second while you guys drop in there, because the great thing about a Google Drive link is that I can always add things, and it's always updated for you automatically. Now I could put this in boards, but I didn't, because I just didn't. But I can if you guys really want it in boards. Questions for getting a conversation started. Tammy, okay, great. People love the reach out scripts. I get lost on boards. I love the link. Okay. Good. Okay. Share with a friend 3 years. Yes. Yes, exactly. Deborah Lee's got a wonderful story too about, and I hear this all the time, that somebody they share, you talk with someone, and then later they come back to you. But let me tell you, it hurts when it doesn't go that way. And I've had this happen to me, and I've seen it happen to people on the team, where they had a conversation with someone and they were really excited about Amari, and they were talking with this person about it. And then this person stopped showing up on social media. I'm talking about the Amari partner. The Amari partner stopped being visible on social media. And I don't mean selling Amari. They just basically pulled back and stopped. They felt like it wasn't working, so they stopped doing it. The person that they had talked with, their prospect, signed up with somebody else in Amari. Signed up with somebody else, not them. And that hurts when that happens. But when we ask the person that chose to sign up with someone else, they said, well, I didn't think so-and-so was still in Amari. I didn't see her posting anywhere about Happy Juice. I didn't see her talking about anything related to mental wellness anymore. So I thought she wasn't in Amari anymore. This other person that I signed up with is the kind of person that I want to be. this person is consistent, they're having fun, they're showing up consistently. I knew that they were engaged and I felt like I could learn from them. So I signed up with the person that I thought I could learn from and that was consistent. So just be mindful of that people are always watching you. And just because you had 1 or 2 or 3 conversations with them and they weren't interested, doesn't mean that they are never interested. All the time, I have people coming back to me that didn't respond originally, but later decide that they're interested, and that's normal, and that is absolutely okay. So let's see what other questions you guys have. Any other questions? And we're going to wrap it up. Consistency is key. How about reminder lines of what I spoke with them about that triggered the discussion in the first place? Tell me more about that, Sherry. What do you mean about that?
In other words, if you have somebody that says that they want to save money up to buy a new home in another state, you want to be able to put that down next to their name so that this way they, you can follow up with that kind of discussion and see how they're doing with it, how's it working for them and so on. Not necessarily pushing them to try Amari, but just showing my heart, to them.
Yes, you absolutely can and do that. And guys, there are a lot of sophisticated customer tracking systems out there, but I'm going to tell you what, I use my phone. I use my phone and my contact address list, because you know what? It doesn't matter if the systems crash. I have my phone and my contact list, and I own that forever. So in the notes section on my phone is where I put those kind of notes, so that I've got that person, anytime I reach out to them, I can see the notes section of what that conversation was, the name of their children, what's happening for them. So-and-so is going to college. So-and-so is getting married. They're saving money for a new house. They're planning a retirement. All of those kind of notes are really helpful to keep, but I don't use any kind of fancy CRM system. I use my phone and I use notes in the context of my phones. Very, very good. Check in and see who viewed the video but never enrolled via the feed. Yes, the Builder app is really helpful to see. I love the feed of the Builder app and seeing who saw the video and then making sure that I'm keeping their contacts. It's a great resource. Very, very good. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, and let's do this with each other. Let's come back next week with your tracking sheet. And I don't care whether it's half filled out or not. If you come back next week with your tracking sheet, then you'll be entered into a drawing, and I'll give away some books. I've got some great books to give away. So I'll give away some books next week that have meant a lot to me. And I'll give them to you next week. We'll do a drawing. Come back with your tracking sheet, and I'll be coming back with my tracking sheet too. Feel free to invite somebody else if you want to join us. What we're going to talk about is what we've done this week, what we've learned, where people are in the process. We're probably going to get into how to follow up on Messenger with folks and taking conversations and converting them to orders. So we'll have some of that conversation next week too. All right. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for joining us this week. And I look forward to seeing you guys progress as